in these central committees, this is where everything is done. This is where the policies for your county party are set. Most importantly, this is where the endorsements are given out. This is where all of the political games start. This is where it's not about Joe being a better conservative. This is about, does Joe have more friends to get the votes? Most of these committees are less than 50% full. Most of these committees, they have the meetings when it's not opportune for the regular working person to get there. You know, no offense to anybody out here, but you know, we say they have them scheduled on the early bird dinner time because everybody that goes there needs to be asleep by 7 o'clock, or or passing out in the meeting. They do this purposely to exclude you. They don't want your voice in these meetings. That's why it is so important that if we want to move this forward, you got people wanting to run for congressman and they've never run for anything. This is where you guys are able to now start truly getting the grassroots, weeding out the bad ones, and start going ahead and start supporting the candidates. Now, this is not going to be, for everybody. This is not to fix the Republican Party, okay? It's to take that and show them that it is not us that is supposed to listen to them. They are supposed to listen to us. They have it backwards. The only way we can turn this around is by getting people on the central committee. And the executive committee down here in this area, I'll just touch on that. And if someone over here seems like they know pretty much more about the executive committee. In Cuyahoga County, you guys can join the executive committee in Cuyahoga County. If you give me a check for $100 when I leave, you will now be on the Cuyahoga County Executive Committee setting policy for Cuyahoga County. Doesn't even matter if you live there.
It's true in Richland.
$500, you're on the finance committee. Just that's pretty much what these are about. This is about money and advancing tax. The central committees, you have the ability to vote for policy, salaries. You guys don't get paid down here. We have budget committees, standing committees, planning committees. Our budget committee sets the chairman's salary. You guys wouldn't have something like that down here, but you will be able to vote on the platforms if they were to put one forward, any policies, any statements. If you guys want the party to do something that you believe needs to be done, you get enough votes in there. That's how you can force it to be done. Not to sidetrack for a minute. I'm no longer on the central committee in Cuyahoga County. I got off of there several months ago because I feel the Tea Party Patriots have much more integrity, and I've basically been fighting with these guys for the last 7 years. And the thing to be able to do things in these rooms is you need the votes on the floor. It's not going to be for everybody to get up there and challenge, and we'll get into some of that in a little bit. But to fight these guys, you need the votes on the floor. You need to be able to have someone stick up their hand in the air and support any motions or anything like that you guys are doing. I've been in fights with Republicans passing a party platform that had no defense of marriage, nothing about pro-life, and we had to fight to get anti-gun language removed from the party platform. And we sit there and we had to actually make phone calls the whole week previously to make sure we had people coming to the meeting to get the votes and counting inside the room to see if we have our votes. That's why these guys are able to force all this stuff through, because they don't have people like you in there stopping them and putting a big stop to this stuff. So that's one of the most important things that you guys can do, is now that that you're aware of, because these are people, if you don't decide to get on the committees, we're going to start making a push that besides calling our congressmen and our state legislators, we're going to start calling the central committee. We're going to start bothering these people at home. We're going to start making these guys that want to be involved in the political process, we're going to start making them do their jobs. That's what it's about. It's not about somebody pushing conservative values. It's about who can give us a check. And that's what put us here, every level of government, all the way, to Washington. That's where, this whole thing has come down to, about money about the power. You know, these guys, we like to say, our politicians are very, very good. Representing us, they're not. Staying in power, they are. And this is their power.
We do have a right, if somebody is in a slot, we still have a right to take out a petition, right?
Absolutely.
To run for that
Absolutely.
position?
I mean, with these seats, when you run for them, most likely, there may be someone there, but they're not gonna, one, I'd be surprised unless somebody calls them and tells them someone's running against them. Most likely, they won't know. To take one of these seats, I don't know how big your precincts are down here, but it's not much. You can go probably walk, okay, the area, and I'm guaranteed, if you walk it twice and just go knock on the Republicans' doors, that are registered Republicans, because they know this is voted for in the primary, and it's all the way, usually in Cuyahoga County, they put these seats back behind the judges' seats, which are usually the last ones. We know of people that lost because they didn't vote for themselves. That's a true story. Many people do not vote in these races. You go knock on doors twice, you're already heads up above the opposition because they might make one mailing. A mailing, 2 door knocks, an actual shaking the person's hand and looking in their eyes, that's 10 times the value of a mailing. And it's not, 2, 3 nights, you probably outwork the person running for this seat. Because before, they just had to write a check and you're appointed. So, it's nothing that's gonna really take that much time to get on there. The only other time then is just, being involved, paying attention. Most of the counties, obviously a little different, you guys meet a lot more than most counties. 2 to 3 meetings a year is considered a busy year. Most of the time it's 1 or 2. They do this purpose. They don't want this stuff. They don't want you guys thinking. They want you to come in, here's the vote, that's it. So going into the meetings, and what you guys, to give you some examples of what you can't stop. A lot of times, Mary Ann was talking about the endorsement process. A lot of times they'll come out and say, we have 35 candidates, standing committee recommends these candidates be appointed, these candidates be endorsed for these elections, right down the line. Everybody votes yes, that's it. But you guys on the committee, you're able to say, no, Mr. Chairman, we want them separated. We want to go by each individual race to go and discuss the endorsements. One of the things they also like to do in these committees is they like to make up their own rules as they go. That's why what we'll do is anybody that wants to get on one of these committees, we got some active people down here. What we're going to do is we're going to get together groups of different people that want to get on these committees. This would probably bore people that would. But we're going to show you how to operate inside these rooms. These are considered, deliberative assemblies, and those are usually run, or not usually, they are run by the bylaws and by Robert's Rules of Order. Robert's Rules of Order is probably one of the most boringest books in the world if you don't know what you're reading. It's usually a thing of it, you see the meetings, and then you go back and you flip them through your Robert's Rules, and then it starts coming. And guys, you can drive them absolutely crazy. You can go in there and challenge everything and everything. And that's the way you beat these guys. We're going to show you how. And usually at the beginning of these meetings, they'll say, 2 people can talk for, 2 people can talk against. And all the people in the room say nothing about it. You can't do that. You cannot limit debate in the deliberative assembly. We're going to show you guys how to tell them, no, you can't do that. If you want to do that, you need to call it to a vote. Now, if you have the votes in that room, they can't do it. You can stop them. This is how we stop them. This is the single most important way to support candidates in the future. I'm going to keep saying that because this is it. You can't get any more grassroots than right here at this level.